You've probably been in that nightmare scenario where you realize a sensitive file is sitting on a device it shouldn't be, and you're miles away with no physical access. Most people think once a file is saved locally, it's out of your reach, but that is a massive misconception in the world of high-level network architecture. Today, we are breaking down the 4 most effective protocols for remote data termination across any OS. Before we dive into the technical layers, this video is strictly for educational purposes only. We do not advise or condone using any of the information presented here to infiltrate someone's privacy or violate any terms of service. This is about understanding the frameworks of remote file management and security. If you find yourself in a situation where you've lost access to an account or need a professional for ethical recovery, there is help available. If you need the services of an ethical hacker, you can find links to contact certified experts in account recoveries, accurate stolen money recovery, and remote monitoring of your kids' devices for safety in the pinned comments and the video description below. You'll also find the essential tools and resources mentioned in this guide. Before we hit method 1, I have to ask, have you ever sent a file or a photo to the wrong person and wished you could just reach through the screen and delete it? Drop a comment below with a yes or no, because I'm curious how many of you have actually faced this emergency. Also, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to Fastest Fix right now, because the third method we're covering is something 99% of people think is impossible. Method 1 involves the exploitation of cloud sync latency. Every modern device, whether it is an iPhone, a Windows workstation, or an Android, relies on a background synchronization daemon. When you delete a file remotely, you aren't actually sending a delete command in the way you think. You are actually triggering a metadata mismatch. By accessing the primary directory through a secondary node, you can force the system to prioritize a null value over the existing file. This is why it's critical to understand how directory paths are indexed. If the index is rewritten at the server level, the local device has no choice but to purge the data to match the master registry. It sounds complex because it is, and staying ahead of these security loops is exactly why you should share this video with someone who cares about digital privacy. Moving into method 2, we look at the SSH tunneling bypass. Secure Shell is usually thought of as a way to move files, but, its most powerful feature is the remote execution of terminal strings. By establishing a handshake between your current terminal and the target's IP through a port forwarding relay, you can execute a rm.rf equivalent without the user ever seeing a prompt. This requires the target device to have an active listener, which, honestly, most people leave open by default for their smart home devices or printers. This is the gateway. This is how the silent purge works. If you are finding this breakdown intense, don't forget that for complex tasks like stolen money recovery or securing your family's devices, you don't have to do it alone. Check the pinned comment for links to certified experts who handle this professionally every day. Method 3 is the one you've been waiting for, the MDM payload injection. Mobile device management is a framework used by corporations to wipe stolen phones, but the architecture exists on almost every consumer device. By mimicking an enrollment profile through a localized Wi-Fi burst, you can theoretically trick a device into accepting a wipe command. This isn't just about one file. This is about total remote control. You are essentially telling the device it belongs to a server that you control. This is the gold standard for remote data management. Why do you think big tech companies can brick a phone the moment it's reported stolen? It's this exact framework. While you're processing how powerful that is, make sure you've subscribed to the channel. We're constantly dropping these deep dives into how tech really works behind the scenes. Finally, method 4 is the ghost partition technique. This involves targeting the cache rather than the permanent storage. Most users don't realize that even if a file is deleted, a ghost image remains in the temp folders. To remotely delete a file and ensure it's gone, you have to overflow the cache buffer until the OS is forced to overwrite the specific sectors where that file lived. It's a game of digital Tetris where you are filling the space with junk data until the original file is squeezed out of existence. It's effective, it's untraceable, and it's how the pros ensure a file is truly gone from a remote location. If you've made it this far, you now understand the 4 pillars of remote file termination. Which of these methods sounded the most Hollywood to you? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to check the description for those expert contacts and resources. Stay secure, stay smart, and we will see you in the next one. Make the background music suspenseful.